Okay, live with Mark tonight. And what is your feelings about the loss of the election?
Well, standing here before the white microphone, I'm sorry I don't have a golden EIB microphone like Rush, but I have lots of things to say, and I'm thinking this is going to go on for a while. So you might as well get used to hearing from me in major installments. But number one, okay, Fox News Channel, fire Karl Rove and fire Dick Morris. These guys were absolutely worthless prognosticators. And in fact, you know, Rove even tried to spin the election data, I think, on Fox News to make his PAC look good. So that's first got to start. I mean, these guys are old guard political operatives that basically need to go. I mean, I would say almost worthless, okay? But, I mean, putting that aside, it's really about time, and this will be major point number two. It's really about time that the Republican Party became more truly libertarian in the Barry Goldwater sense, where we're looking for the government to be out of our wallets, out of our bedrooms, and off our back. And especially the out of our bedrooms part, you know, and maybe even out of our pot shops, you know, too, because what's basically going on, I think in this election shows it, that the old guard Republican coalition that had a family values component is rapidly eroding away as a new generation of our own children basically is much more socially liberal and much more tolerant and really doesn't want to hear about God, guns, and gays. A lot of these wedge issues paint a big target on the grand old party and gives people, and especially independents, something to hate, okay, basically, or to dislike. I don't believe the nation loved the job Barack Obama did over the past 4 years. We had an election at the national level that was 50% to 48%, so it was a squeaker. However, the Republican Party did have its baggage to carry. Not blaming Mitt Romney. I think Mitt Romney was a good candidate, did a good job. I would have loved to have seen Mitt Romney get elected. However, the grand scheme, the grand picture, the grand palette painted of the Republican Party gave a lot of people something to fear. And I'll say, you know, women, Latinos. And when I say women, I mean women in the sense of women's equality and libertarianism, which does go to reproductive rights somewhat. But the economic message did not trump the social message. And so, just for starters, and I'm going to throw this out there, one thing I would like to do is to bring the GOP further to the center left on social issues. And at the federal level, even become agnostic. Okay, I think Rudy Giuliani actually had it right. The President of the United States nor the Congress should be messing with these issues. They're extremely contentious, extremely personal, and need to be handled at the local level. Okay? Federal government, the word abortion shouldn't come up. You know, gays shouldn't come up. The Second Amendment needs to be protected. So I'm going to pull out guns because, you know, we need states' rights there, but in a sense we do have a constitution that defends our right to bear arms. But to get into all this turmoil and to be counting on evangelicals to bail us out by pandering on social issues like right to life is crazy. The American people aren't there. The Republican Party isn't there. Americans are generally right to life, but they don't want this in their face at the presidential level. And so we need to leave it alone. Okay? Now, if the evangelical right, and this is a controversial statement I'm going to make, and I may get hate mail, who knows. If the evangelical right wants to lock up their kids in their home schools and teach them basically that the world was created in 1,000 days and that, whatever, Adam and Eve bit into an apple or whatever the creationist fringe thinks, let them do it. A true libertarian within the GOP going for reform doesn't need them. I hate to say it, it's not that I dislike you. Evangelicals, you could have tipped the scales this election, and apparently you didn't show up because there wasn't some religious referendum on all the state ballots concocted by consultants like Rove and Morris. Okay, that's how I look at it. The Republican Party was sitting on a house of sand, a loose foundation, and I'm looking forward to a house cleaning. And I'm going to make some comments, and I'm going to work for that house cleaning because I think we get a fresh start in 2016 to begin with. And I can't wait for the likes of Marco Rubio and Nikki Haley and Bobby Jindal and a whole bunch of people, and not Chris Christie. I mean, he's basically a New Jersey political hack, okay, who prostituted himself to Barack Obama, essentially, and may have cost the GOP the election. So I hope he enjoys his Hurricane Sandy money. And maybe if he goes into timeout for 2 years, it'll be okay. But I don't want to have anything to do with him. I mean, he was disgraceful. But putting that aside, I think it's time for a fresh start and a time for rebuilding. And I think we need to rebuild with the two legs of the Republican stool, which is defense and national security, strength and preparedness, and economic libertarianism. And I'm going to get on my soapbox and talk about how we do that, hopefully over the upcoming days and years, or certainly leading up to the 2014 midterms. So I want to thank Vital Finds, as some of you may know her, Pookie as I know her, my producer here, and the owner and purveyor of this great little contraption microphone that lets me just sit back and pontificate like this rather than playing to the mini mic that's in her laptop and allowing me to go on. I'm not a hater. I wish everybody the best, and I'm going to sign off for now, and I'll catch you later. Adios, folks.